Welcome to the new Paradise Cove Theater at the River Spirit Casino Resort. It's time for Extreme Fight Night 340. I'm your host, Corbin Pierce, along with two-time UFC heavyweight champion, Frank Mir. Frank, we are in for a night of great combat fights.
Absolutely. Look, Tulsa has 40 years of history in combat sports. Tonight's going to be no differently. The inaugural event here at the Paradise Cove is going to be one hell of a fight. Dale Cook always puts on a phenomenal show.
40 years celebrated here tonight, and we've got the super heavyweight kickboxing fight with Hayes Hooligan Wilson, the local boy, and he's taking on 6'7", 266 pounds of Anthony McDonald. It's going to be nasty.
This will be a great war right now between the champ and Hayes, who's, look, the guy has a great mental composure. I'm very impressed every time I watch him walk into this cage. He's so just technical and precise, and he's going to have to be. He's going to come up across a guy who, hey, I flew in with McDonald. He is all of 6'7", very experienced, high-level kickboxer that knows how to use his range, and worst of all, he throws a lot of punches, which is rare for a guy his size.
And with a guy like Hooligan who's not afraid to get in there, it's going to be nasty. In the MMA flyweight fight we have as a co-headliner, you're going to see Darryl Wilson take on Marcus Pinland. This lightweight bout is going to be nasty as well. These two guys like to hit.
Yes, this will be a great fight. What I like about it is it's kind of like you have the technician in Wilson, who's also the kickboxing champion here, where he's going to be slick, move, angles, look for his spots, not expend a lot of energy. You have Pinland, who's the complete opposite. He's looking to make this a war. Trains with Matt Hughes. He's going to have that wrestler come forward, grind you out, try to put this like in a phone booth and make this an ugly, nasty fight and take the technical Wilson out of his element.
It's going to be really exciting, action-packed night of fights here at the River Spirit Casino Resort, and we'll get started when we come back.
Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of Paradise Cove here at River Spirit Casino? It's awesome. My name's Casey Loop, your ring announcer tonight for Extreme Fight Night 340. It's going to be an incredible night. We have an incredible team here with Frank Mir and Corbin Pierce. We have incredible sponsors. We have an incredible crew here tonight and unbelievable fights. One more thing to announce before we get to our fights. We have a ring girl to bring out. Our Route 66 Harley Davidson ring girl. Please welcome to the cage, Chelsea. All right. Are you ready? Oh, I've been in here. This place can get loud, and we are on television. Are you ready? That's what I'm talking about. This event sanctioned by the Muskogee Creek Nation Athletic Commission. Our principal chief, James Floyd. Our referee tonight, Kevin Nix. Judges, Jason Greenwald, David Sutherland, and Mr. Tim Tallchief. Our timekeeper tonight, Ms. Julie Sutherland. Our ringside physicians, Dr. Corey Shunaway and Dr. Steve Hardage. If you're ready for fights, I'm ready for fights. Extreme Fight Night 340. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to Extreme Fight Night 340. Let's meet our fighters one more time for this mixed martial arts bout. This is 3 rounds of 2 minutes apiece. Fighting out of the blue corner, fighting out of Sherman, Texas, this is Zach Alm. And across the cage, standing in the red corner, fighting out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, this is Sean the Machine Gustafson. Our referee in charge of this bout is Mr. Kevin Nix. River Spirit Casino, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Paradise Cove. Here we go.
Extreme Fight Night 340 MMA featherweight bout. And we've got Sean Gustafson in the gray shorts. And we've got Zach Alm in the boxing shorts. And immediately, Sean goes for the takedown.
Well, there was a slip there on the kick, and he was quick to want to make sure it stays there. So went from side control, went immediately to the mount, but Alm was able to use a deep half guard sweep. Now he's taking the back there, coming up on the head outside single or head inside single on the half guard. And now Gustafson's working that front headlock guillotine. Has a great cross face in there. He's pushing across, turning the corner.
Just really seeing Sean's wrestling moves here.
Yeah, right now he's going for that rear naked choke, but Alm was able to really just rotate out, remove backside control, and now you see he's doing one of the first passes we learned in jiu-jitsu, which is the simple knee over the top from the outside, but he's stuck in omoplata.
This could This would be a huge win if he could hold on to that and he gets out of it.
Great transition from Omoplata. Then now you see him that he went from half guard. Arm tried to go ahead and go over the top. Now he's almost, well, it looked like he was going to try to go for an X guard type sweep with his feet. But Gustafsson was too quick to move over. Now he's going to attack that right arm on the top, going for a Kimura.
Yeah, his 2 great submission attempts right away from Sean. And what are we looking for? What does he need to do to get this finished? And what does
I like
Zach
it
need to
when
do to get
guys
out of
keep
it?
the chest on there because it's harder to control your opponent on the ground. You can see right now Alm was able to push off. And now he's going to attack the other side. See, he has that the little short hook in there. He just needs to get a hold of the wrist and drive his chest to the mat. He's doing it kind of like the gi style, traditional, and it doesn't work as well in MMA now because with the lack of the gi and the wrestling prowess of most of the fighters now, it's harder to just rip that up the way they used to. It's better if you're chest to chest. I can show you this Saturday at our seminar to really finish that Kimura.
2 types of training when it comes to jiu-jitsu, gi and no gi.
Yes.
For the commoners, that is robe, no ring.
Yep.
Correct?
Yeah, you wear your pajamas or you don't.
That's right. Let's go to the replay for this first featherweight bout of MMA here at Extreme Night 340. And we see
the kick across the base leg there of Alm from Sean. Gustafsson was able to go across, and here he locked up the rear naked choke. The mistake was he didn't have the body locked up, and Zach was able to rotate down and get out of there. He was going to go for a pass between the legs, decided to try to go over the top. Here he was fighting off a guillotine attempt, and Sean has to be careful with that kick because if his knees had been on the ground, that could have been an illegal strike. And with only 3 rounds, losing a point, scary proposition. Plus, if you land a foul and your opponent can't continue, you lose the fight by disqualification.
All right, here we go, getting set for round number 2 as we see Sean Gustafsson from Tulsa and Zach Alm taking on each other for this first fight here at Paradise Cove Theater.
Both these guys are beautiful submission artists. You know, you're going at it. This is the kind of grappling when people tell me, it's boring. The guys lay on the ground. I'm like, no. You get 2 guys that want to submit each other. It's very exciting. A lot of transitions, a lot of movements.
And comfortable with trying to control each other, whether you're trying to get out of something, which we've seen Zach try to deal with, but Sean has done a good job of being very aggressive.
Absolutely. And Sean seems to be a little bit better the wrestler because right there, honestly, Alm had an underhook and he should have been able to fight off that takedown, but he gave it up. Sean just kind of really just gritted it out, really sucked his hips in, was able to elevate. Now they're in a half guard position, and you can see that Gustafsson's driving forward. It's another difference between jiu-jitsu in the room in competition and MMA jiu-jitsu because if he were to drive that hard forward in an open mat, Alm could start sweeping. Even right there, you see how he's trying to come out the back, but because the cage is there, Sean Gustafsson could drive forward with no fear of being swept.
As we see Sean stand up, Zach gets up. 1 minute left in round number 2. Finally get to see these guys throw some punches, hopefully, as they've really been concentrating on their jiu-jitsu skills.
Well, and it's a testament to the type of conditioning they do because it's not easy to go from a grappling.
Big takedown here.
Very cognitive of the fact that a guillotine was being tried to be implode in there from Alm, and Sean kept his head up and shoulders shrugged and was able to drive down. Now he just passed over the guard, attacking again for that Kimura. He would probably do better, honestly, at this point to go make it transition to an arm bar. If he can keep that leg over the top of the head, bury the left leg over the ribs, he can pull back for an arm. But now with Alm's back flat, not a good proposition.
How much energy is Sean Gustafsson expended?
There's the arm bar. He just did it to the other side. He's using a lot of energy. Both guys are because they're fighting hard. And they're transitioning position to position.
There we go, round number 2. Is there a chance with Sean being on top most of the time that he didn't win either one of those rounds?
No, I think that right now, even his grappling is, he's been on the offense right now. Here, Alm, they're exchanging roundhouses. He was able to control the leg. He pulled it in. Here he has kind of a double leg attack, and he ended that with a takedown. Here again, Alm actually seems to, for the few seconds that they're on their feet, be doing pretty well there. But Sean is very aggressive with the takedown. He has the hands locked right below the butt cheeks. He's able to drive, and you see how he kept his head shrugged? Because Alm was hunting for that guillotine. He reached over the top.
What do we need to see Zach do in this 3rd round to win this match tonight?
Well, he has to start imposing his own game plan. Right now, he's basically on defense the whole time. Whether they're on the ground or whether it's takedowns, he's been defending himself, getting out of things and transitioning. But
Ladies
really,
and
this has
gentlemen,
been
third
an
and final
all
round.
Sean
Make some
Gustafsson
noise
fight.
for these
He's been on
fighters.
the aggressive the whole time, whether it's been on his feet with the takedowns and then on the ground rolling. All the offensive attempts have really been from him.
Third and final round, Extreme Fight Night 340 at Paradise Cove Theater. We got Sean Gustafsson in the gray trunks in the red corner and Zach Alm in the black trunks in the blue corner. Nice takedown.
The shot was from a little far away when he reviews this match. His corner's gonna probably be upset he didn't throw a punch or two in front of that, but he was able to drive it through.
And he gets up and lets Zach get up as well, delivering some kicks.
A nice hard roundhouse there coming from Gustafsson. The reason that was hard was he threw his right shoulder first, which winds that hip up. Ooh, that was beautiful
That was a good
wrestling.
catch.
Oh man, you know, Alm had a good takedown attempt there, catching the leg. Gustafsson was able to grab the other leg, and that was great defensive wrestling.
That's a good tribute to the amount of training he has to be able to catch something like that.
He's obviously wrestled at a pretty high level. I'm curious where he's wrestled high school-wise, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they told me he's wrestled in college, because both guys are very savvy jiu-jitsu guys. Alm looks very slick on his feet. You see him attempting that knee bar there. But really the wrestling aspect, which is more in the grappling world when we talk about positional control, Sean Gustafsson is a little badass.
And he's definitely set the pace this whole fight by keeping the pressure on Zach the whole time where he can't even do anything.
Very aggressive. And that's a beautiful thing in fighting to watch, you know. Sometimes guys can be a little cautious and look for counters, and there is points in the fight to do that. But as far as a fan watching the fight, right now he was in a leg drag position. Came over now, he's past the guard once again. He's keeping that knee tight. I think he's going to look for another mount. Alm is transitioning again, or excuse me, Gustafsson to the back. Now Alm has his own hands connected. Good sprawling there from Sean. And
yeah.
Again, he's going to snatch that leg and try to turn the corner. That was just beautiful hips. When your coach talks to you as a young fighter about hips and using them, Sean Gustafsson just put on a clinic on how to keep your hips heavy and drive.
Lots of great things we're going to see from Sean in the future. Let's go to the replay as he goes for that takedown.
Yeah, that wasn't the prettiest thing he's done tonight. But hey, he's a young guy. There's always room for improvement. But he drove through, was able to finish that far side double. Here he's on top. Alm is trying to go for a knee bar. He's reaching over, but just the superior hips of Gustafsson was able to just control, hold on to, and really was able to rain down shots. And the whole time was extremely aggressive. It was just impressive that the whole time the guy just was going from transition of takedown to submission the whole time.
And never showed any panic at all.
Never once.
He completely was calm the whole time. Let's go to Casey Loop in the ring to get the official word.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout goes the distance to the judges' tables. All three judges scored the bout 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision out of the red corner, Sean the Machine Gustafsson.
Frank Mir in the ring now, going to be talking with our
Here
winner.
with your winner, Sean Gustafsson. Yeah, when people tell me that grappling can be a little bit on the boring side, I'm gonna point to you. That was a beautiful display of grappling, very aggressive. When I first walked in the cage, asked did you wrestle in college? So when you came out there, Alm is a very high-level grappler. Was the idea just to overwhelm him there with also the wrestling?
Man, it was just as simple as it could be. We're coming out to fight, let's bang.
That Kimura, a couple times, was real close. What do you think was going on Alm's point? How was he able to avoid you from being able to finish him?
He's really flexible, man. He kept kicking his legs over, and he was just making it hard to lock it down. I should have got tight, but.
Hey, your winner, Sean Gustafsson.
Sean Gustafsson, our winner of our first MMA featherweight bout here at the new Paradise Cove Theater at River Spirit Casino, Tulsa. And we are off to a great start as we get ready for our next fight here, and it should be a good one. Sean definitely portrayed or showed some great energy, setting the pace early on in that fight, and then just sticking to him. Never gave Zach a chance to get up, and Zach never got a chance to really get anything done there in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a kickboxing bout set for 3 rounds, 2 minutes apiece. Let's meet our fighters one more time. Fighting out of the blue corner, fighting out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. He weighed in at 177 pounds. This is Brutus Glenn. And across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, fighting also out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. He weighed in at 171.6 pounds. This is Ramsey Kadura. Our referee for this kickboxing bout is Mr. Kevin Nix.
All right, here we go.
We go.
We've got Ramsey Kadura from Tulsa in the red corner in the white and black trunks, and Spencer Glenn in the graphics trunks. And immediately just feeling each other out, Ramsey. Just taking his time. Nice
Beautiful
high
there, yeah. He was throwing a roundhouse. Glenn, again.
Inside knee.
Nice, powerful kicks coming off the left side.
And when you've got, he looks very comfortable, ready for those kicks. He knows he's coming. That's a style I've seen before with kickboxing where the guys lift their legs in preparation. Is that an intimidation? I feel like that's something you could time pretty well.
Yeah, but it's also a rhythm thing for them. You'll see more of the guys who want a Thai boxing experience have that kind of, they call it marching. They'll march, and that way, whatever leg the weight's coming up, the other leg will be dangerous. So they kind of load. You're right, at the higher level, sometimes you don't see it as much because guys can start picking up on that, knowing when to time you, what leg you're marching on, where your weight is, what weapons are available to you.
Visually, it looks like Ramsey is a smaller guy, but that speed is where he's really benefiting.
Well, so far he's able to move the outside, but the power and the long kicks of Glenn, you see right there, again, distance. Kadura came kind of in quickly in a straight line. He was trying to go to the outside leg before that, and Glenn was able to land a nice 1-2 right down there with his feet solidly structured.
Frank, talk a little bit about, if you're watching at home, you can watch these guys really stay on the balls of their feet and do some great leg work, or feet work to work on their technique.
Yeah, obviously movement and angles allows you to put yourself in the best position possible to land strikes. Ooh,
Body shot.
Yeah, I'm very impressed so far with Glenn. He's loose. He's throwing. You see how sometimes he throws fast, and then sometimes his shots are heavy and deliberate. You see it with his hands. There, a nice quick jab, and he's used that to set up that left roundhouse. You see it there. He was getting ready to fire it off again.
Yeah.
That left roundhouse, he could do the inside leg or do it to the body, and both are going to be a problem for Kadura if he doesn't transition to a counter.
Let's go to the replay here, and let's see.
There's just a beautiful jab, roundhouse. That's kind of honestly, that might be one of the first combinations you learn in kickboxing. To throw a jab, to throw the roundhouse off the backside. And here you see Kadura trying to crowd him with a combination. And very intelligently, both guys, that was slick. You've seen that Glenn faded away, but then stopped, planted. It's kind of like as an athlete, all that energy went and bounced off his rear leg and transitioned to a very powerful straight left hand. But then Kadura was coming forward, but coming forward the right way. He didn't come forward with his head in one spot. He was able to slip and move out of the way of that punch. That was a beautiful exchange from both guys.
Round number 2. A kickboxing welterweight bout here at Paradise Cove Theater at the River Spirit Casino. We've got Spencer Glenn in the graphics trunks in the blue corner, and then we've got Ramsey Kadura in the white and black striped trunks in the red corner.
Back to the basics again. You've seen that Kadura was looking like he's trying to set up that side kick, and Glenn is just keeping him behind the jab. He's using the jab as a range finder, distance, establishing where Kadura is, and then he's firing that left roundhouse.
Nice flying knee, but Spencer got out of the way pretty easy. That was a great combination there that Ramsey had. That's not easy to set up.
No, it's just a testament to how explosive he is. But
we're seeing Ramsey still on the offensive.
yeah, and there you see he actually didn't throw as much of a jab, but there he did. It's a great jab roundhouse and came down with an overhand right. When you're fighting a southpaw, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. If a jab roundhouse off the backside, you're open to it, well, that means he's open to it too. So a lot of times you can mirror your opponent. The angles that he wants are the same angles you're going to want. There was a nice blitz combination there coming from Fedora. You see the karate background that he has. Ooh.
Spinning back elbow there or look, maybe he was going for a fist.
It looked like it was a back knuckle attempt, but because Fedora came in and jammed it, he got caught with the outside of his ear there.
30 seconds left in this round as Fedora is teeing up and taking advantage of Spencer Glenn being a little on his heels.
Well, fatigue is setting in. I don't know if I've correct in this, we'll find out. I do believe Glenn was a late placer for this fight. So if that's the case, conditioning could be a factor that's going to hinder him because he's been slick so far, but Fedora is just, he has the heart of a warrior. He's pushing and he's going out with menacing combinations and coming forward, but he's not quitting. He's not being intimidated with the power and the slickness of Glenn. He's still looking to go ahead and try to finish this fight and find a way to turn it around.
We saw right at the end of that round, we saw Spencer Glenn blow a little bubbles out as he was blowing out some air. That's a good sign of being really gassed. Let's go to the replay.
He was trying to get exhaustion there. There again, that's what Fedora does. He has a very aggressive style coming forward, but he comes forward with his eyes open. Here he comes, he's blitzing, but he's looking. He's trying to see where the shot's coming. And you've seen him pull up on several occasions where he comes forward there. He came forward, he stopped, through the overhand right. Nice spin back kick. Yeah.
That was very
nice. Those are fight ending.
And
here you see the combination. Glenn's just trying to go ahead and just smother him up. And that's where Fedora's just doing great work, is once he's on the inside, his hand
Ladies and
speed
gentlemen, what a battle we have. Make some noise for these kickboxers right now for the third and final
Ramsey
round.
Fedora, Spencer Glenn, kickboxing welterweight bout here at River Spirit Casino in the Paradise Cove Theater. Ramsey Fedora in the white trunks, Spencer Glenn in the graphics trunks.
Oh, nice double left hook there. Oh, there he got caught coming in. That's still always going to be the problem with that. If you blitz from too far away, you might run into something. And usually those are the worst shots to take because it's your energy running into and your opponent's, his energy is of his fist coming forward. It could be devastating.
I'm always fascinated with these kickboxing matches, Frank, to see the rhythm that happens with a right and then that ability to just cock that leg up and it just comes with so much punch. Why is that?
Well, it's because you're loading up. You're going from one side to the other. So a lot of times, traditionally, if you throw a punch and your hips move one direction, it's kind of like a baseball player. Once he throws a baseball, if he were to try to throw back with the other side, he's actually already wound up. So that's why when you see strikes like left hook, right hand, they work so well, is because once the left hook has been thrown, all that power transitions towards your other leg for your weight, and now it's loaded. So now that punch becomes powerful. Same thing with the kicks. One side goes, once that shoulder turns, it actually loads the other side. So that's why typically you see transitions of kicks that when the opponent ends with a jab, with the lead side, you'll see the backside kick come. Opposite, if he wants to throw a lead kick, you'll see a lot of guys, if it's going to be a strong shot, will end with the other hand. So right hand leads to left leg leads, left hand leads to right leg.
Ramsey catches that kick and really steps back so the opponent can stand up, which is part of kickboxing.
Ooh, that was a nice pinpoint little accuracy on that left uppercut.
Spencer Glenn going for the home run there on that uppercut.
Oh, I don't know if he ran him down with those punches and he lifted up a knee. Might have actually caught him with it a little.
There we go. That's the end of the round. That was a good match. We got to see some things we hadn't seen in the other kickboxing match.
These
Lots
guys
of
are a
legs.
little more experienced.
Yeah, more karate moves.
Yes.
And that can make a big difference in a fight.
Well, yeah, the karate can be very unorthodox and hard for guys to catch up to it. A lot of times the Muay Thai, sometimes it can be a more stationary art. They like to fight right in front of each other and then get angles from there. Where karate sometimes has more of almost a fencing movement where it's farther away and quick explosive movements to cover distance. There you see here was a nice little combination from Glenn. He lifted up, that roundhouse more, but
tagged him really good, tagged Ramsey really good right there up against the KMOD banner here at River Spirit Casino. It is the third and final round. It's gone to the judges for the final decision, and between Ramsey Fedora and Spencer Glenn, let's go to Casey Loop with the official word.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout goes the distance to the judges' table. All three judges score the bout 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the blue corner, Brutus Glenn.
And Frank Mir's in the cage. Let's go to him. He's going to get a conversation with our winner from the blue corner, Spencer Glenn.
Hey, buddy, how's it going? Here with your winner, Spencer Glenn. Hey, great traditional Muay Thai we saw there. You just establishing the jab to the roundhouse. But Kadora has a very unorthodox kickboxing as far as that black belt and karate movement. Did it throw you off, and what was the game plan for that?
I was gonna go out there and win. That's all we do, baby.
What did you feel was working best for you during the fight? What technique?
Heart. Lots and lots of heart.
And what are you looking forward for next? You took this fight, I believe, a little bit on short notice. What's going forward for Spencer Glenn?
Maybe instead of 4 days notice, maybe I can get 2 weeks notice, maybe.
Hey, great condition for a guy who trained for 4 days to get ready for this fight. Hey, your winner, Spencer Glenn.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Mixed martial arts. This is 3 rounds, 2 minutes apiece. Let's meet our fighters one more time. Standing in the blue corner, fighting out of Okmulgee, Oklahoma. He weighed in at 141.2 pounds. Making his debut tonight, this is Samson Tabby Tide. And across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, fighting out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, with a record of 5 wins and 0 losses. He weighed in at 143.8 pounds. This is Michael Billups. Our referee in charge of this bout is Mr. Kevin Nix. Paradise Cove, here we go.
MMA featherweight bout, 3 rounds, 2 minutes. And right away, Michael looked completely calm during the introduction, while the other Samson Tabby Tide debut was very excited.
Yeah, Tabby Tide has a little bit, both guys have different approaches to how they do this. Tabby Tide's aggressive. He's coming out there with that just bite down your mouthpiece. I'm going to show you my intensity. Great exchange to a double.
Tabby Tide had a nice exchange there, and Michael immediately goes to the ground to try and take control.
Side control right there, and he has the underhook on the side. He's already gotten into half guard on top, and he's probably going to roll right into mount, or won't back control because of what Tabby Tide's made a huge mistake here.
Going for a submission. Michael's going for a submission, and got his back.
Oh, he's getting
Got him
flattened
laid
out there with
flattened
double underhooks. A lot of energy being expended on the bottom there to survive.
And a little bit of panic, I would imagine, setting in, trying to figure out how to stay calm, right?
Yeah, you know, and there you go. Panic to try to stay calm is exactly what ends up calming the Turks guys. Here he's not doing the right thing. He's got the head locked up of Billups, and now Billups is driving the knee down on the head. He's able to break the grip there.
And we're seeing a lot, I mean, you really see the experience that Michael has in this
And
match.
Samson's arms, I mean, he's squeezing so hard. He's going to have nothing left in those arms ready. That's just using good technique.
Wow.
And see, look at the fatigue, he's stepping back.
Yeah.
That's because he used a ton of energy. And if Billups actually, you know, come forward, this would be the time to go and be aggressive, because the lactic acid that's built up in his arms is just, it's tough.
And you bring up a good point. The science and the smart that Michael Billups has fighting is impressive. There's the end of round 1. Let's go to the replay and see some of the best parts of that first round. That was pretty much all Michael Billups.
Yeah, you can see here the mount. Billups does a great job of continuing to have mount, transition to the back. He's looking for submissions, but as he's doing so, he's raining down blows. And really, excuse me, so I don't know.
Spencer, I'm
Tabby
sorry,
Tide,
Tabby Tide, yes.
you know, he was just using a lot of energy to defend himself there. It wasn't, you know, his technical expertise was just not the same level on the ground as what it looks like. He's much more wanting to keep this fight on his feet. He looks slick there. On the ground, you know, not as much. Billups definitely has a huge advantage there if the fight continues to be continued.
And you can see Billups looking completely calm, he's breathing his under rhythm.
Yes.
He went back to his corner at the end of
Well,
that
he
round.
was in good position the whole time. He's rolled now, rolling from an inferior position or when someone else is in a dominant position. That in itself is extremely taxing, and it wears out on you.
Here we go. Second round here of this MMA fight at River Spirit Casino in the new Paradise Cove Theater as we're underway. Michael Billups in the black trunks. Samson Tabitite in the orange and white trunks.
Oh, that was a smart move from Tabitite. He threw the shot, but he threw it down low. You see how he aimed for the body? In an MMA fight, that's twofold. One, it's also great for a body shot, but also it's harder for a guy who wants to grapple to shoot on you and take you down because that shot now is much harder to get underneath of compared to a straight punch to the head.
We saw Michael Billups do a double spinning kick there. I've never seen that happen in an MMA fight before. There's a spinning back fist showing some of his karate.
And another great double. Yeah, Billups is great timing on that, you know. He's able to just go from transition, from throwing some of those very flashy kicks. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more of his basics being displayed here tonight, but you know, hey, he's throwing them, and now he's on top with another great takedown. That's
wow, a heel. That's a heel
axe
kick.
kick.
Axe kick.
Legal. You can't stomp, but you can throw the axe kick. So if you come down with the heel. And now the takedowns of Billups is starting to really weigh into what Tabitite wants to do. Because it's like, wow, you know, he wants to come forward and hit him aggressively, but every time he gets into a rhythm with his combinations, Billups has great level change and a really quick double leg takedown.
Are we seeing Billups to change position? It looks like he's going from a southpaw stance to a normal right stance.
True, and he might be looking to go ahead and gain an advantage on an angle.
That was, we saw him duck a punch there and try to do a spinning fist.
Yeah, the energy levels of, he's got the head, but energy now Billups just rolled through.
There's the end of the round. That was a nice flurry actually from Tabitite there at the very end.
Yeah, he had the throw, but he was able to get rolled through. That's the only problem with sometimes the head and arm. Once you throw a headlock, you have to let the head go so you can post with that hand, or you do run into the susceptible of being open to a re-roll.
Here we
Thanks
go.
to all our sponsors
Replay here
tonight,
at Extreme
including
Fight Night.
TCB Painting,
Spin kick,
Tavco Heat and
double
Air
spin
Mobile Concepts.
attacks from a heel to a back kick, and here another great double leg takedown coming from Billups. And those are just adding in as far as taking Tabitite out. There, Tabitite, quick jab, uppercut, and Billups had shot in on that time. And there he has the headlock, but because there's no post there, and really his headlock, you know, great that he went for it, but he didn't finish it the correct way. So because he didn't, as you throw the
Ladies and
headlock,
gentlemen,
didn't
here we go,
post,
the third
it allowed
and
Billups to
final round
re-roll
of this
him, and
battle.
he was lucky
Make
that the round
some
ended there
noise
because
for
he was
these
in a bad
fighters now.
position.
Third and final round of this MMA featherweight bout between Michael Billups of Tulsa and Samson Tabitite of Okmulgee. Making his debut, Tabitite is.
Another great double leg, and he was able to pass over the guard immediately. And really, Tabitite just needs to be able to have some kind of defense that doesn't require a ton of energy. See how he's wrapping the head again? That's okay on the higher levels. Sometimes if you just want to tie your guy up, they'll restart it. But these are 2-minute rounds. The not letting go that advice is getting from his corner is just not really helping him. And now he's got a rear naked choke. Now he's got a head and arm choke, actually, Billups does. He's behind the elbow. Billups, great wrestling half. Has the mount now.
It looks like he's trying to finish this. He looks like he wants to put an exclamation
Well,
mark.
there's a difference between a guy, I mean, really, you know, Tabitite, you know, seemed pretty good on his feet, but here on the ground, he just doesn't have any answers besides just heart. Now he's done. Rear naked choke.
Fantastic finish. Michael Billups from Tulsa, Oklahoma, in this MMA featherweight bout with the finish in the third and final round.
Yeah, you see here, Billups does a great job of connecting up, keeping on top. So he almost pushed off there. And on top of that, he's just raining down blows. So he's establishing good position, but he's raining down damage. That damage caused Tabi-Tai to give up his back, roll down, and Billups landed a phenomenal rear naked choke.
Right. Let's go to Casey Luke with the official call.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for these fighters. This bout ends 1 minute and 1 second into the third round. Your winner by tap out, by rear naked choke, the still undefeated out of the red corner, Michael Billups.
Frank Mir's in the cage with our champion. As they're trying to get the belt on.
I'm here with your champion and winner tonight, Billups. Great transition for the takedowns. We saw a double back kick, spin kick, awesome. On the ground, though, he did a good job of just kind of tying you up and holding on. Was that throwing off your game on the ground?
Honestly, I mean, it threw it off a little bit, but I got the best freaking coaches in the world out of Paul's martial arts, to be honest. Coach Kim Wathen, Coach Mike, Brett, and Coach Lynn, they prepared me for everything. So anything that somebody's got to throw at me, I think I'm ready.
Were you aware going into the fight that you were going to have, I mean, both you guys seemed very well established on the feet, but the real advantage seemed on the ground. Were you aware of that, and was that part of the game plan?
That actually was absolutely part of the game plan. Another shout out to Coach Crutchmer at Union High School. Him and Coach Kim been working on my timing like crazy. So they're like, he's got a big overhand right, just shoot in on that, and after that, the fight should be yours.
You're the champ now, going in here. Now we're 6-0 and undefeated. What's the next step for you?
Woo, honestly, I might be the wrong guy to ask. Whatever God says I'm gonna do, and whatever Mr. Cook and my coach says I'm gonna do. And I can't leave my dad out, he's always in my corner, so.
Very impressive fight tonight. Hey, your champion, Michael Billups.
Michael Billups, 6-0, continuing to be the champion. Let's go to the replay and see. You saw that spinning back fist that missed. He even recognized it. And then we see the fury here in the third round, trying to make it happen. Wanted to make a finish for this crowd at the Paradise Cove Theater. Again, just full mount, delivering punch after punch, and then here he goes for the submission, and it was over quickly because of just the pure strength that Michael Billups. And Frank, what we can't ask for more of a gracious fighter when it comes to something like this.
You know, it's somebody that can definitely be marketed very well in the future. I mean, let's face it, in the new age of mixed martial arts, being a great fighter inside the cage or inside the ring is only one portion of the equation. It's how you conduct yourself outside of it, how you present yourself to get fans behind you and endear yourself to them, or if you want to go the heel route, have people hate you, they buy tickets too. But, you know, I really see Michael Billups as a future star, and very impressed in how he's doing and how he conducts himself. And, I mean, what can you say? The guy comes out and performs well, and afterwards, very humble and gracious, like you said. I, as a fan, that's what I like to see. I can't expect anything. I would not expect anything more.
What do you like about fights like that? That was a fight where he was calculated. He took his time the first 2 rounds, and then the third round, he just unleashed everything.
He did, and he was looking the whole time, though. It's just that, you know, Tabi-Tai was extremely strong and aggressive on the ground, but really, honestly, he has some room to improve on the ground for Tabi-Tai. You know, there, you know, he was dangerous on his feet. He's a strong guy, but everything he did on the ground required heart. And the guy had a lot of heart. He fought back in positions that most people would never fight back from. But he just didn't have the tools. You can see they're getting rained on and beat up, and it was just like, look, heart can only take you so far. You need a little bit more technique.
Let's go to Casey Luke for our next combat fight here at Paradise Cove.
This is kickboxing, 3 rounds of 3 minutes apiece. Let's meet our fighters one more time. Fighting out of the blue corner out of Fort Smith, Arkansas. He weighed in last night at 138.8 pounds. This is Demario K. Cade. And across the cage, standing in the red corner, fighting out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. He weighed in at 133.8 pounds. This is T.J. Arrington. Our referee in charge of this kickboxing bout is Mr. Kevin Nix. River Spear Casino, are you ready?
Kickboxing featherweight bout.
Here we go.
3 rounds, 3 minutes each. And we're seeing the fighters in more of a traditional kickboxing shorts here. TJ Arrington in the red corner with the blue and white trunks. And we've got Demario Cade from Fort Smith in the blue corner with the red, black, and gold trunks.
And Cade is really trying to attack that lead leg, but just the great movement of TJ, man. He's in and out, bouncing. Just very impressive how he's moving. There he just switched stance off a kick. See how he's just moving out of the way of the kick? And I think as the fight continues on, he's going to start learning the distance because he's already fired off one missile down the middle. I think that right hand is going to start looking for its home.
Definitely see TJ with some great footwork, getting in and out as quickly as possible.
He's bouncing in, bouncing out, and you know, you can see it's a stark contrast to the flat-footedness of Cade. Cade's going to have to start timing him better on the ins and outs, or he's going to have to get a little bit less flat-footed at the beginning of this match to start cornering him down.
And we're seeing TJ do a good job of changing levels as well.
And we've seen that again, another beautiful right hand right down the middle. There he changed the angle. It kind of came with more of a scoop with a good little front kick off the backside. Oh!
Just loaded that gun and shot it right down the middle.
It did. We heard that from over here, the impact it made. There, back to his level change. And right now, Cade looks like he's just trying to battle an attritious fight where he's just coming forward. But he needs to fire off that jab, come behind it. His corner's calling it. You hear them saying double jab. He needs to close the distance. He's not moving as athletically as Arrington is. And right now, he's just getting picked apart.
Something you mentioned in an earlier fight is watch the fighter's eyes, see if they keep their eyes open, and you'd see TJ Arrington definitely keeping his eyes open well. And Demario Cade is he doesn't keep his eyes open as much.
Oh. Unintentional foul to the groin.
And the same rules apply here, where you get 5 minutes.
5-minute break. Go ahead and you know, make sure you recover that none of the impact of the foul is going to determine the outcome of this fight.
And just part of kickboxing and fighting in general,
It's
that's
hard.
going to happen.
Well, because, you know, a major weapon is that inside leg kick. And, you know, you time it, you think what's going to hit on the thigh, but now your opponent steps in, and now the shin, instead of happening right there at mid-quad, all of a sudden it ends up hitting the groin. And you can see here, he goes to fire the shot.
This is what the crowd loves here.
Here's the shot being fired, but because Cade came towards him, now the shot, now instead of hitting the front thigh, the inside thigh on the lead leg of Cade, it hits him right in the groin.
Yeah.
There was a nice double jab.
Cade feels good enough, so they have continued.
Nice more in and out. You see now, it seems like Cade is coming to life a little bit. Some guys just are slow to get started. And I'm thinking that's what we're seeing here in Cade, that he
Kickboxing fights are always more of the science of fighting and calculated and head movements and telegraphing, and it's always something enjoyable to watch. Explain what a telegraph is, a telegraph punch. Whoa.
Well, a telegraph shot is exactly what that is being said, is that you see it coming. You know, you send me a deliberate movement, it's that I can see it's coming. So, and that's something you don't want to do in fighting arts, is basically show your hand. Whether, you know, it's like in poker, I don't want to let you know that, you know, I'm buffling in there, you know, because the counter could be very devastating.
Tell me a little bit, as we're watching the replay here, as he got hit in the cup there. That can change the rhythm for one of the fighters, or both fighters.
Well, you know, because a lot of times if it's an unintentional groin strike, they don't really deduct a point point right off the bat. So I've seen many fighters that, you know, it's a dirty tactic, but it's part of our sport, where you'll see that they're not doing well, and all of a sudden the unintentional foul occurs. You know, I'm saying with the quotation marks, unintentional. So you're getting the better of me, and all of a sudden I throw an inside leg kick and it hits you in the groin. They're going to stop it, give you your, you know, your 5 minute. Most guys don't take the full time, and that might buy me enough time to put you off your rhythm, and also for me to reestablish, get my breath and composure, and maybe now get you out of your rhythm. It's kind of like freezing a kicker like they do in the NFL.
Second round of this kickboxing match, as Cade has definitely come alive. Demario Cade from Fort Smith in the red, black, and gold, silver trunks out of the blue corner, and TJ Arrington from Tulsa in the red corner with the blue and white trunks.
Okay, came out hard. You know, trapped Arrington up against the cage. I think that's where he wants his fight to be, up close, grinding him against the cage. I don't think out here in the open is where he's going to have the most success. That was a beautiful double kick. What he did there, you see, is he kicked the inside leg and then bounced down and came off with the same attack with the same leg right to the midsection, and that momentarily stunned Cade, and then he was able to finish off with a good hand combination.
You can actually see the red marks on Cade's right side. You can even see part of TJ Arrington's toes in the red mark.
Yep, every time he stands southpaw, that open side lead leg is really finding his home. He's kicking it. Another great combination from Arrington. See, jab to the body, came up with a hook to the head, and then threw a straight right hand. Inside leg kick, front kicks. Used a great frame with his left hand, Arrington did, to keep Cade off of him so he didn't get into that same trouble. Cade looked like he blitzed right there to try to catch him with his back against the cage. And Arrington decided that he didn't like that at the beginning of the round and came up with a good equation to fix that.
Seeing Cade on the offensive here.
Here's where
TJ up against the fence.
Yep, and this is where Cade has done his best work so far in the fight, is when he has Arrington stuck against the cage. Less work there.
Extreme Fight Night, 340, Paradise Cove Theater. You're watching a kickboxing featherweight bout between TJ Arrington in the blue and silver trunks and Demario Cade in the red, black, gold, and silver trunks.
And right now, you know, Cade is still in this fight, but you're starting to see a difference in just the technique and tools that is available to TJ. He's the body shots, the tricks. He's just he's a slicker fighter. But Cade is doing a good job of taking the fight where he needs to have it, which is to make it a brawl against the cage, to be able to nullify the footwork and kind of slickness there of TJ. See there again, the up, down. He's just slick. And Cade is not able to really there. Again, you see just kind of running forward with throw a strike.
There's the second round, and again, you mentioned this earlier at the halfway point of the first round. Cade is just a late bloomer. He starts off slow, but man, he has really come alive here.
He came out opening, man. Bit down on that mouthpiece and came forward. Arrington had to cover up, and he took a couple of things on his shoulders here, but some of those shots kind of rained through. Was able to, you know, Arrington was able to evade. But right here out in the open, there was a beautiful double kick. See, inside roundhouse to the leg and then to the body twice. Came over the top with the right hand, and just there you see going from right hand to left foot, left hand to right foot. But then by doubling up on it, it threw off Cade. And this is where Cade needs the fight to be. If he wants to be successful, he's not doing as great against the open waters there with the very slick TJ Arrington. But in flip side, TJ Arrington wants his fight to be out in the open, because every time, you know, Demario Cade gets him against the cage, he just unleashes fury.
How do you have this one, Frank, as we approach the third and final round?
Well, you know what? I think that the slickness and movement of TJ Arrington, he's landed the more significant shots. You know, Cade has thrown some hard ones out there, but nothing's really landed super clean compared to some of the clean combinations that TJ's landed.
Third and final round here at Paradise Cove Theater. Extreme Fight Night 340, the River Spirit Casino. TJ Arrington in the blue, black, and white trunks, and Demario Cade in the black, gold, silver, and red striped trunks in this kickboxing match.
Great double kick. And Cade there tried to get his work on there against the cage. And then Arrington there was able to lock him up in a clinch and fire 2 good left knees right up the midsection.
Body shot with a
See
straight
if
jab.
something comes up. Yeah, it was a right hand to the body, 2 of them. I'm curious, knowing how TJ's working right now, if that was a setup for something else. You start kind of teaching your opponent what you want them to do. I'm going to go here, and this is what you're going to feel. I'm going to go here, this is what you're going to feel. So then when you go there again, you know where his counter is going to be, and then you would lead him into the next movement. You're kind of playing a high-level chess.
Ooh, couple heavy knees there.
And you're seeing the breath from Cade. Those hurt.
Legal shot. Legal shot.
Seeing the delivering another kick to the body and just unleashing the fury. And they separate them. 90 seconds left in this 3rd and final round. Kickboxing featherweight bout. Good push off there. Give him some space before TJ came in with the knees. Normally in kickboxing, you expect the clinch. You see them break up, but the clinch, they let that happen sometimes. What's the reasoning?
It depends on advantage of position and what the guy's doing. They don't want you guys just to smother and hug each other. They want aggression. So if you use the clinch and guys are landing knees, they're going to let it continue. Once all of a sudden you get nullified there, you see you grab clinch through a knee, they're going to let that go on. But when the clinch becomes just that, a clinch, they're going to break it.
That's exactly what you just saw. Cade making some distance there with a kick as we're approaching the last 30 seconds of the 3rd and final round of this kickboxing match. Extreme Fight Night, 340. Making the chest moves there as TJ hunts him down. And looks like the last few seconds here, and there it is. And they stop. How do you have this one scored, Frank?
I believe that, Arrington is going to pull off the decision. I felt that, again, that Cade had some great aggressive moments with him against the cage. But you've seen just the cleaner combinations that are easier to mark and see, I think occurred more often for TJ Arrington. In his movement and just how he was able to be aggressive and coming with the in and outs.
Does a clean fight usually mean that fighter is going to win when it comes to a draw because he was a little more clean?
Well, they make it easier for an opponent to see, the judges to see it. They see a nice, beautiful punch fired off. If it's kind of on the shoulder and then grinds across your chin, there's 3 judges scoring it. They might not, well, did it land? The other fighter throws a shot and all of a sudden the other guy's head pops up and he's staring at the rafters for a second. All 3 judges go, oh, that landed. So it's easier to see. So that's when we talk about landing clean shots, means shots that your judge can see.
Let's go to Casey Loop with the official call.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for these fighters as this fight goes the distance and it goes to the judges' table. The judges score the bout 30-27, 29-28, and 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the red corner, TJ Arrington.
And again, I think that's a testament to what, like I said, the judges saw cleaner shots occurring from TJ Arrington. Here, this is what Cade was doing, but you see how the hands are wide, swinging shots. That was a great foot sweep. I didn't even know it was the first time. You see he threw double knees and was able to trip the inside leg.
And you just see TJ doing his best of left. So you see TJ really delivering the punches here, and as Frank said, just a little more focused in his fighting, and gets the victory here at River Spirit Casino.
All right, mixed martial arts, 3 rounds, 3 minutes apiece. Let's meet these fighters in this cage here at Paradise Cove, River Spirit Casino, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Fighting out of the blue corner, fighting out of Ada, Oklahoma. He weighed in at 144.6 pounds. He has a record of 1 win and 0 losses. This is Daniel Carey. And across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, making his pro debut tonight, fighting out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. He weighed in last night at 144.6 pounds. This is Brandon Bailey. Ah, yes. Our referee in charge of this bout is Mr. Kevin Nix. I know you're ready. I can hear you. Here we go!
MMA featherweight bout. 3 rounds, 3 minutes each. River Spirit Casino, Paradise Cove Theater. The doctor versus the humble guy.
I like it.
And we've got Daniel Carey in the blue corner. He's in the white and red trunks. And we have Brandon Bailey in the red corner. And he's got the gray and black trunks on.
Nice leg kick by Carey. Land that a few times, he will definitely get the attention of Brandon Bailey.
A lot of level changes coming out of Daniel Carey.
Exactly. I was getting ready to say that. The upper body movement's really good, and it makes it hard to read a guy or take him down when he's that skilled at upper body movement. Those little feints will make you move yourself out of position.
It definitely gives him a chance to see what Brandon Bailey's going to do.
That was the first takedown attempt. He didn't get the takedown, but he did get the fight, the clinch against the cage.
With somebody that's making their debut like Brandon Bailey, Mr. Cook, what are some things that could be pitfalls or traps he could fall into? For example, he had him up against the cage.
He's had so many. He's had so many amateur fights. There's nothing he hasn't already seen or experienced.
So for him, there's nothing different between just the amount of time he's in the cage.
I don't think so. Not with Brandon. He's a good student of the game.
They're both locked up pretty well against the cage right now.
Carey is physically strong.
He looks like a specimen that has no problem exerting some energy when he needs to. Again, they're still locked up pretty good. And you see Brandon Bailey he was trying to get that takedown. Looks like they switched position against the cage now. And Brandon's keeping that knee up. What is he trying to do there, Mr. Cook?
The knee is to block knees to the body, but Carey went with knees to the leg to counteract that. And now he's working a variety of knees from different angles. The right knee to the leg, and he's looking to sneak the left knee up to the face. Brandon's trying to focus on using his leg or his forearm to block those knees, and he really needs to get himself a little bit more. There he goes. He's trying to get that right arm in where he can control the distance a little bit here.
Daniel Carey giving those knees to Brandon's knees. There's some soft tissue in there that can get painful pretty quickly. And they separate them.
There he is back to that leg kick. 2 of them in a row.
Daniel Carey
he just took over the fight.
Yeah, just gave him a
Brandon Bailey is hurting, and he's going to have to switch his stance here in a minute if he doesn't check one of those kicks.
And Daniel Carey knew it too. And now he's just goading him on.
Confidence has really went up.
Yes. Yeah. We saw the knee just give out there as he almost fell. Brandon Bailey's knee. Again, just being relentless. Superman punch.
Oh, he is
kicked. That is over.
That was set up by those leg kicks.
Daniel Carey. Wow. With a Superman punch followed by a kick. That was
left high kick, man.
Left high kick.
But that was all set up by those leg kicks. If he didn't hurt his leg, he would have never got kicked in the face. The leg kick set up the head kick knockout.
Daniel Carey is a well-rounded fighter, and you just saw every type of thing he delivered. And here's the replay where you see Daniel Carey do the Superman punch, which didn't connect, but he was ready with that kick.
Bang.
And just got
See
him.
how he dropped both hands expecting that leg kick, and it came upstairs and landed flush, and good call by the referee.
Yeah, that was definitely smart, and Daniel knew at the moment he hit the ground that was over. And having a fighter like this, just an amazing fight from Daniel Carey, definitely showed off some good things, and hopefully we'll see more from him. There it is, that Superman
It was only
punch
a wow.
Yeah, we didn't even get out of the first round, and a fight like that's got to make you happy on a card like tonight.
I hate to see any of my guys lose. I love to see any of my guys win, but this was a fight that was a great matchup, and somebody was going down, and tonight it was Brandon Bailey, but what a good win by Mr. Carey.
Let's go to Casey Loop with the official call.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about that right here at Extreme Fight Night 340? This bout ends 3 minutes, 0 seconds into the first round. Your winner by TKO out of the blue corner, Daniel Carey.
And there's your winner, Daniel Carey out of Ada, Oklahoma, in this MMA featherweight bout. Again, there's that Superman punch that set it up. There were a bunch of leg kicks in the beginning. But
well, he's fortunate that was toes. If that would have been foot or shin, he'd have some facial injuries for sure.
And that just shows the experience that Daniel Carey has. That is
he
not
didn't follow up. He knew it was over.
He
that
did.
was sportsmanship of the right kind by Daniel Carey.
Yes, sir. This is kickboxing. 3 rounds, 3 minutes apiece. Let's meet our fighters one more time. Staying in the blue corner, fighting out of Mesa, Arizona. He weighed in at 147.6 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen of Tulsa, Oklahoma, this is Joey Maiola. And across the cage from the red corner, fighting out of Muskogee, Oklahoma. He weighed in at 150.6 pounds. This is Alfred Freight Train Walker. Our referee for this bout is Mr. Kevin Super Kicks Nicks. Here we go.
All right, here we are. Kickboxing featherweight bout here at River Spirit Casino. As we see Alfred Freight Train Walker, he is in the white trunks, the traditional boxing or Muay Thai trunks. And then we've got Joey the Beast Maiola in the black trunks. And immediately you see the speed coming out of Joey Maiola.
Maiola the aggressor, just as we expected from the Beast. He's using the right leg kick to the inside of the leg. He's landed that twice on Alfred, and that's a stinging shot. It won't end a fight, but it sure brings your mind and your defense downstairs.
Joey Maiola looks like he's setting the pace right now against the undefeated Alfred Walker. They split him up as they get tangled there.
Walker's got a huge fan base here in the Tulsa area that always come out to cheer him on, see him fight, and he usually delivers. Like I say, kickboxing, he's delivered 5 straight wins since turning pro. Maiola, a long ways from home.
Long ways.
People know him because he's fought for the World Series of Fighting, he's fought in Bellator. They know the Beast. They respect the Beast.
When I was talking with Freight Train yesterday, he was not shy in respecting all the things that Joey Maiola has achieved. They get locked up, and again, because it's kickboxing, they separate them. Maiola loses his footing a little bit there, but recovers. Stuns him with a knee. And there goes Freight Train, trying to unleash and put a finish, but he should be cautious. Freight Train loving it. That was smart of Freight Train to back off.
Yep, very smart.
Some fighters take the bait and jump in and not knowing how durable the fighter is.
He's picking him apart, though, with the counter punches.
Definitely changed Maiola's rhythm, getting stung like that.
That was a capoeira kick from Brazil.
Listen, as a white belt, it looks like me doing that.
He's landing the knees. Maiola is hurt.
Yeah, he got a body shot there that took the wind, it looked like, out of Maiola.
This would be a huge, huge win for Alfred Freight Train Walker, especially if he could get the stoppage over Maiola.
Oh, coming in, puts his leg out, gets him right in the gut.
Get some good advice, Maiola is from his corner. That is what he needs to do. When Freight Train kicks, Maiola needs to step in and throw his punches, but not just that one. It's his chance. He's already closed the gap. He needs to throw 3, 4 at a time. Freight Train is too slick for them one shot.
Yeah, there we go. At the end of round 1 with Alfred Freight Train Walker and Joey the Beast Maiola. And that round was completely Freight Train.
Agreed.
And gonna check that replay, and we're gonna see just some of the damage that Freight Train did in that first round. You see Maiola, and he slips a little bit. Yeah, and
there was the short knee. That hurt.
Freight Train takes advantage of it, pulls him in, and they separate him. And that looks like another slip, and then there's the knee.
Oh.
And you can
I
always
didn't realize that landed that flush. He can take a shot. He's lucky that was on the forehead.
It's always watching those earlobes shake is always a good sight to know if there's been a heavy kick there.
That was an earlobe shaker.
That was an earlobe shaker. And again, more knees than that on the replay. And again, Mr. Cook, a fight like this is what makes Freight Train such an exciting fighter to see here at River Spirit Casino.
He's found his weapon that is working for him in this fight, and I expect him to stick with that knee.
All right, let's move on to round number 2 at Paradise Cove Theater here at the River Spirit Casino. You've got Freight Train Walker out of Muskogee in the white trunks, and you've got Joey the Beast Maiola from Phoenix. He's in the black trunks. Start of the second round. We see the Freight Train just kind of feel out Maiola at the start of this round. Some footwork there from Maiola, being very aggressive as he pulls forward. And there's a fall. Kickboxing match, so they're going to stand him up.
Great front kick there by Maiola. That is an underused weapon in both sports, MMA and kickboxing.
There was a kick attempt, a spinning kick from Maiola, and we saw Freight Train deliver a kick to the back. As we see Freight Train again, just be patient and wait.
And a jump front kick by Maiola.
You said that he wasn't very tall, but he makes up for it, and that was a good example of that. We're seeing Freight Train do something where he's kind of just feeling him out, and then he delivers a bunch of punches in a row, really aggressive. Oh, we saw some beautiful head work right there from Freight Train.
There he tried the Superman punch again. You know, if you notice, every time he charges, he closes his eyes, and that makes it too easy for Alfred to control the distance, step out of the way.
Catches that kick. He was waiting for it. As we see Freight Train start recognizing some of these moves as he's figuring out this chess game, or the puzzle that is Joey Maiola. And ducking that head as he comes in with a jab. And
Maiola really needs to open up here. He just needs to come with both hands. He needs to crowd. He's letting Alfred keep the distance that he wants. He seems to have recovered from those two, what was it called?
Lobe shakers.
Lobe shakers, yes.
And we see he's kind of just playing with him with these jabs to kind of keep that distance as he's setting something up.
He does like that front kick to the body, but he's not going to win in this fight. He's going to have to throw more than that, more than one punch at a time. There he goes.
And there we go. That's the end of round number 2. As the fighters share a little bit of camaraderie as they separate there. Here's the replay. And immediately recognizes him going in and delivers a couple shots to Maiola's head.
That was one of his best flurries in that whole round.
And just great head work there from Alfred. Just looking so comfortable, sticking his tongue out in pure happiness.
That's his trademark move.
Yes.
Earlobe shakers and the tongue flash.
Earlobe shakers, which is something that I think is quite perfect when you know you're getting your good hit in and your earlobe shaked aside. That's a good indication that the person that got the hit is not going to feel good in a minute.
I think it's just a matter of days before HBO Boxing adds the earlobe shaker as one of the statistics they track on the big
Listen,
fights.
I copyrighted that right now on this broadcast, so therefore it is mine. They can pay me
Third and
$100
final round,
every time.
ladies and gentlemen.
That's negotiable, by the way.
I know you can make some
Third
noise
and
for these
final
fighters.
round of this kickboxing featherweight fight here. Paradise Cove Theater, River Spirit Casino. And we've got Alfred Freight Train Walker in the white trunks and Joey the Beast Maiola from Phoenix in the black trunks. And those first 2 rounds, would you give completely to Freight Train?
Yes, sir.
And so we're going to need to see Maiola really deliver here.
Yep, he's going to have to at least get a knockdown here to get back in this fight, I think.
And we're seeing some more weapons come from Freight Train now that...
he landed that spinning back fist,
Yeah.
and here comes the jump front kick again. Uppercut by Alfred Walker lands pretty clean.
Maiola is just an entertaining fighter to watch. Even though Freight Train's got the upper hand right now, he's definitely entertaining to watch.
Nice timing on that front kick by Freight Train Walker.
Delivering that knee, the combination ending with the knee. Freight Train's doing that thing where he sticks his hand out right when he sees Maiola bullying towards him. And it seems to slow down Maiola.
I give Maiola credit, he's trying. You know, he's being a lot more aggressive in this round. He's not giving up on the fight. He's not coasting to a loss.
Knee followed by a kick to the body from Freight Train.
Freight Train is picking his punches, picking his shots, and right now picking Maiola apart.
And definitely knows there's less than 90 seconds and this is trying to get something done. Catches the leg from
Freight Train. Freight Train throws left leg round kick to the head right now. This thing is over.
Got a knee in there. Freight Train looking to improve his record to 6-0.
He tried boxing, he tried MMA, but he's found his game here in kickboxing.
He looks very comfortable in the cage. Just delivering kicks, feeling completely comfortable as they're separating them. And we're approaching the last 30 seconds of this fight.
A nice headbutt there by Maiola.
Both kicking at the same time, getting caught. He catches Freight Train's kick. Final 10 seconds here as Miles just trying to make something happen and hoping for a prayer. Just being very aggressive in the end of this round.
Too little, too late. The
And
Freight
there's the
Train
end.
coasted to a decision here.
Right.
He's got it clean 3-0, 3-0, I think.
Alfred Freight Train Walker. Go to the judges, but there definitely might be a meeting if it's anything other than Freight Train at the end of this. And when we go to the replay, you're going to see some of the handiwork from Freight Train against Joey Maiola. And there's Freight Train trying to evade some of Maiola's spinning kicks and spinning elbows. And checking some kicks there from Joey Maiola, and then delivering that front kick right to the chest of Joey Maiola. And then there's a nice uppercut and just a fantastic performance from Alfred Freight Train Walker. And we're waiting for the judges to get the official score here at Extreme Fight Night 340. And we've got Casey Loop in now with the official call.
Ladies and gentlemen, this kickboxing bout goes the distance to the judges' table. The judges score the bout 30-27, 29-28, and 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision out of the red corner, Alfred Freight Train Walker. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this is for the belt. Let's meet our fighters one more time for this mixed martial arts battle. 5 rounds, 3 minutes apiece. Standing in the blue corner, fighting out of Amarillo, Texas. He has a record of 2 wins and 0 losses, weighing in at 135.8 pounds. This is Ben Pitbull Vasquez. That's the man who wants the belt. This is the man who has the belt. Standing in the red corner, fighting out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, with a record of 8 wins and 3 losses. He weighed in at 134.4 pounds. This is Jimmy the Brick Flick. Our referee in charge of this bout is Mr. Kevin Nix.
All right, guys, I expect a good, clean fight. Touch gloves, go to your corners, be warriors.
Ladies and gentlemen of River Spirit Casino, are you ready?
Championship bantamweight
Here we
MMA
go.
fight, 5 rounds, 3 minutes each, as we see Jimmy the Brick Flick take on Ben Pitbull Vasquez, trying to take Jimmy's belt from him.
You see right now Vasquez is pumping out that jab. He's going low. Oh, and he barely made a miss. Great double leg takedown. Using the outside knee to pry down and Vasquez has a guillotine in half guard, but that is really hard to finish. Really kind of a waste of energy on his part. And stalling Flick out from on top, but once he pops his head out, it's gonna be just a waste of energy, and he'll be in a dominant position.
We see Pitbull's legs just locked, trying to keep that leg. That's got to be using a bunch of energy he could be putting somewhere else.
And again, I mean, look, I yell at my kids when I watch them train. A guillotine's a great weapon, but once the person passes his legs.
Tapping.
Oh,
That's it. He had
I did not see what that was.
It looked like he had a guillotine up against the cage. That was amazing.
We're going to call that the Flick.
That was the Flick, absolutely. Showing off his brown belt
I hope
skills.
that we can see a different angle at it. I know there's a Von Fluke that I've seen guys do where they use the shoulder pressure, collapse the hands when a person's holding a guillotine from side control on bottom. But I didn't quite see that. I got to be honest with you guys. The angle, we're going to have to go in there and have him explain what happened.
To be honest, and when we see the replay, if we have it, is going to be, here it is right now.
Okay.
It looks like Vasquez doesn't even know it until the last minute. That's why you see that aggressive tap
Right.
from him at the end. Just that.
Whoa. Man, if head kick almost landed on there, he grabs. Here you see Vasquez grabbing the head kick.
And then he's got it pushed up against the cage, and you can't see it. Yeah, he's got his head bent.
Yeah, the Van Fluke, I think, is what he had there with a shoulder choke. But we're going to go in there and
Ladies
ask him
and
to find out
gentlemen,
exactly what happened.
Fantastic.
This
Let's go to
bout
Casey with the
ends
official call.
50 seconds into the first round. Your winner by tap out and still champion out of the red corner, Jimmy the Brick Flick. And he asked for Mr. Frank Mir to put that belt on him. A champion belting a champion.
We're going to get an interview with, I believe, Jimmy Flick. I think Frank's going to talk to him. And it's just an amazing performance.
What an impressive submission there. I got to be honest with you. He had the guillotine. I was saying he's wasting his energy. I figured you're going to pop your head out and rain down pain. What did you catch him in?
Hey, baby, that's the Von Flick.
Now, I have seen the Von Fluke where he uses shoulder pressure and his hands connected. That's the move you used.
Yes, sir. It's called the Von Flick. Now, that's 3 professional MMA fights right there by the Von Flick. I'm taking over. Sorry, Jason.
Hey, guys, warning to your opponents, they better stop holding on to your head when you pull them down. What was the game plan coming into the fight, though?
The game plan was to try to use my stand-up a lot and mix it up. But the way he was throwing his jab out there, I felt like my takedown was there. I caught him with the head kick on the head a little bit, so that's when I went ahead and shot in. But I told my cornerman right here, I'm Von Flick tonight. He's gonna grab my neck.
Hey, guys, I don't think anybody can take that away from you. Hey, you're a champion! Flick!
Tulsa's very own Jimmy.
I thank
the
everybody.
Brick
Thank my
Flick.
sponsors. Matthew Sheets with Tulsa Sports Actors Bunch. He took care of me. I'm sorry. I'm so excited. Big Elks, Mike Jackson, Cliff Jackson, my wife, everybody. Thank you. I love y'all.
Champ,
Great
congratulations.
performance from him, and he set the pace, and it was from the beginning he set the pace and never gave a chance. This is the replay, and you get to see Jimmy do that head bob that gives the fake He thinks he's got the neck there, puts him to the ground, and puts him up against the cage and just gets him to tap so aggressively. That is a good indicator. We'll check with Frank, but that was a good indicator here at the River Spirit Casino.
Standing in the blue corner, he weighed in last night at 160.6 pounds. This is Marcio Navarro. And across the cage, standing in the red corner, fighting out of Claremore, Oklahoma, he weighed in last night at 158.4 pounds. Fighting out of Bartlesville, also, this is James Whitey Warren. Our referee for this kickboxing bout is Mr. Kevin Super Kicks Nix.
All right, fighters, clear the cage. All right, guys, I expect a clean fight. No elbows, no striking the ground opponent. Touch your gloves, go to your corner, be warriors.
Paradise Cove, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Here we go!
Kickboxing lightweight super fight between Marcio, the Locomotive Navarro, and Whitey Warren.
Ooh, great little combination going up and down. I like what I see so far from Whitey. See, he's working the body. He went jab.
Yeah, just seeing the veteran ability of Marcio. Just head movement, getting out of the way, just feeling comfortable.
You know, it's a good idea if you're cornering here, Whitey, you tell him, hey, let's come out and, to Warren to be aggressive. Let's make sure we win the first rounds. Don't blow all your energy and not be able to come out and answer the second round. But let's make sure if he's going to, let's not leave it in the minds or any question in the judge's mind that I'm winning this first round. And right now, this is the problem sometimes with Navarro. He's like, well, I'm not getting hit with nothing decisive right now. I'm going to go ahead and just, sit out this young stallion's onslaught. But
weather the storm, essentially.
Yeah, weather the storm. But the problem is, see those body shots? I don't care who you are, they add up. No one likes getting hit that many times in the body. It affects your breathing. That left hook just actually found its home inside. And if Warren can maintain and measure his energy and not completely just, it'd be like us running a mile right now. And if you run the first quarter in 50 seconds, I pretty much guarantee you're not going to finish this race.
Right.
So he has to still maintain great economy of motion. So right now it's good. He's winning the round. But he doesn't want to make it to where he does it at the expense of not having nothing left to fight second, third rounds.
Whitey Warren just having fun, smiling after every punch he receives from Marcio Navarro. And when I watch fights like this, I always worry about guys that are aggressive like Whitey taking on the veteran, because the veteran almost setting him up, has been down this road before, knows a fighter like this is going to be aggressive and come out and just catch it when he's not expecting it.
True.
Make him feel comfortable.
Marcio's doing a good job of not taking any big shots, but those are still landing on the legs, on the forearms, and there was a nice chopping roundhouse. And that teep kick, I call it more of a snap kick. You're seeing it very relevant in MMA now, where from karate, where guys point the knee and don't necessarily lift the knee above the foot and thrust in. It's not a push kick, it's a strike, and it knocks the wind out of you.
Whitey Warren in the red corner. He's got the red and black trunks, and Marcio Navarro in the traditional Muay Thai shorts.
And now you're seeing Marcio starting to pick up speed. He's getting his pace. And what I was about to say is that when I have an opponent like Marcio that goes ahead and just blocks down with the forearms, throw the roundhouse anyways, land it. It's your shin versus their forearm, and your shin's going to win that most time.
There's the end of the first round, and we had a little problem there with Whitey not knowing what corner he was going to.
He's a little exhausted. He put a lot of energy in there, and I don't know if Marcio did enough to turn around and win the fight, or win that round, excuse me. There, that roundhouse right there, that's jarring. It hits you in the forearms. You typically want to use your other hand and do what's called cross blocking, and you slow the kick down with your shin, with your hand and then guide it into your forearm, right? Just blocking it with the forearm, especially as a heavier weight guy, you can't do that. So again, if I know a kick's coming to my right side of my head, you'll put your hand down and slow the kick down and then catch it on the forearm, and then immediately you have to attack back. You don't want to just give away a free shot. So we'll see if he adds that into his repertoire. But it's interesting that what I did see from Marcio was good is that, again, I don't know if he was able to steal the round at the end, but he did add some punishment. It wasn't just a complete freebie there for Warren. You've seen at the end, that roundhouse started chopping the front leg, and we'll see if that goes ahead and starts implementing more of a wake-up for Marcio.
Second round. Kickboxing lightweight super fight between the legend, Marcio the Locomotive Navarro, and the blue and gold trunks, and Whitey Warren out of Claremore in the red and black trunks. And I don't think we're going to see the same round from Whitey. That pace he had was quite feverish.
It was. And now you see the difference in economy of motion. Navarro doesn't really waste any energy when he does do something. Problem is I don't think he does enough at times early onset in fights. And that's why he lost the decision in his last fight against the current champion, Wilson, who we will see in the next bout.
Got him with the knee and stunned him.
Yes, he did. Here you're seeing on the opposite end of the spectrum, Warren, who's using a lot of energy and doing a lot. Problem is that it's not real efficient. He's using a lot of energy, like, you know, basically he has it stuck in second gear, but his RPMs are screaming loud and he's going 50 miles an hour. He could slow it down and be a little bit more efficient with what he's doing. Because he's using, let's say, 100% of his energy and getting 60% of his results. So he could slow it down that direction, whereas Navarro is using 60% energy but getting a much higher percentage of results.
Marcio looks like he feels much more comfortable this round as he is almost predicting everything that Whitey's going to do when Whitey does something. Now he's got Whitey up against the cage and he's looking for that opportunity. And they separate him. And just immediately goes in for the kill, Marcio does. Just delivering a flurry of punches.
And again, the savvy veteran fighter that Navarro is, he threw a combination and then had his defense. Whether you agree with the fact he just uses a shell, stands there for his defense or not, he's still very much in that mindset of, okay, I've thrown a shot, let me cover up afterwards when I'm done with my offense so that my opponent, when he is going to retaliate, I'm safe.
Marcio has a front kick that is really nasty and can get right through the gloves. We saw it when he fought the last time. He hits it high and it's aggressive.
Oh, and there he actually, the same mindset of splitting the gloves. You see how he faded his shoulder off to the left and came up the top.
You saw Whitey shake his head like he wasn't phased, but I think if you don't know by now, that usually means it did phase him.
Right. And there was a mistake there from Navarro that he doesn't normally do. He threw to the body, hands were down, and Warren was able to catch him with a shot there.
Marcio just looks like he's, oh, there he caught him.
Yes. You know, and here's the thing. Most kickboxers, and Navarro's not going to fall under that because he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but the sweeps and the falls and the slips where you hit the ground, that's fatiguing. They're not used to having to get up off the canvas and move around. And so anytime they fall down, there's an instantaneous little bit of a, not necessarily knock your wind out of you, but it's a little bit of a stun.
Sure.
You blow your wind out, and then they have to get up. Here are some hard knees from the plum clinch there coming from Navarro. And Warren was finally able to get his head up and lock the hips and bring his legs in to avoid any more knees. And there, a great combination from Warren. He was able to fit in a left hook right hand and the overhand right. Here he's covering up, and Navarro is there. He's doing a good job of seeing. He's looking for his shots. He's mixing it up and then covered up. Here, that's a great lead uppercut. He faded his shoulder out to the left side, was able to fire up, and that's what I was talking about earlier about taking kicks to the forearms. That kick, yes, Warren technically blocked it, but it jars your arms, and the energy still traveled through to his head.
This is a great fight you're seeing here at River Spirit Casino. Kickboxing lightweight super fight here at the Paradise Cove Theater. Extreme Fight Night 340 as we are underway for the third round. And when you see Marcio, it's just fun to watch him fight because he stunned him there.
Yes, he did. He caught him with a good shot. Nice front kick.
Marcio's looking to finish this. He's really putting everything he has into it.
Oh.
We saw the thing that you've talked about before there, just a fighter getting too involved, right? Just trying to take the bait to finish a fight like that.
He did. He became a little aggressive and threw up the knee a little high and just slipped on the canvas, and that can happen. And that was a lucky moment there for Warren because he was hurt and stunned. He still hasn't quite recovered, but at least he's bought him a few seconds to try to get out of it. And he's really, it's knocking.
That's it. That's over. That's it. That's over. He's out. Marcio Navarro, the locomotive, with the knockout. And Whitey is right here. And it looked almost like when the ref stepped in, it almost like he pushed him down.
Well, the referee wanted to get in there, so he didn't take any more damage and stepped in quickly. But, Warren was just in no position to be able to protect himself. And luckily, it was the back of the cage he ran into, and not another knee or shin coming from such a high-level fighter that Navarro is. Here you see just beginning of the end. He landed a good shot. Navarro came in. That off step here that he almost slipped on earlier saved him a little bit, but not enough here at the end of the fight.
Yeah. And then here's where they stopped it, and
yeah, he fell down.
He completely fell down. Yeah,
he completely buckled out. He was essentially, as you were saying earlier the night, he was out on his feet. The guy's a warrior. We'll see more of Warren in the future, but right now he just was overwhelmed by a very experienced Navarro, who again started out a little bit slower than my liking, but was able to establish towards the end of the first round, and then from then on just came forward marching.
What a great fight, too, and a good fight for Whitey Warren, too, because he gets to take on someone like Marcio Navarro that is going to be good for his repertoire in the future of some of the fights that he's going to end up taking. And when you come to Extreme Fight Night 340, you see fights like this that are just pacing fast in the first round and then end big like that. Let's go to Casey with the official call.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for that battle. Woo! This bout does end 52 seconds into the third round, and your winner by TKO out of the blue corner, Marcio Navarro.
Just some good stuff there from Marcio, obviously giving some advice to Whitey. Just two good sportsmen. And Marcio's a really great guy, good fighter. It's good to see him get back on track. Frank Mir's in the cage to have a little conversation with our winner.
Yeah, real quick, your challenger.
Okay.
Turn around.
I've been watching Mauricio Navarro for 10 years. So to me, this was an amazing learning experience. Win, lose, or draw, I just fought an icon in the sport. And to me, I felt like it was great. I'm sorry I lost. I hope y'all enjoyed at least the whole fight, at least. Thank you, guys.
Excellent. You came out fighting strong. Really was a great showing. Real quick, I'm here with your winner, Marcio Navarro. Hey, very impressive. We came off your only loss of your career was your last fight. Was there added pressure coming into this fight to jump right back on it?
Not really. The pressure was before that fight. I knew if I keep fighting, it was going to be impossible to keep my perfect record, Now I lost my first one. So now it's no more pressure, So.
Were you happier with your performance this night? We had talked about, even the last fight, not everybody was convinced that maybe you lost that fight. It was a very close decision that could have went either way. But we had talked after the weigh-in that, you knew that you start off kind of slow and you gave out rounds. In this fight, you started out a little bit slow again, but definitely started picking up. Was it the right adjustment, or do you feel like you need to do more?
No, I think I could do more, I'm just, this old car in winter, you need to turn it on and leave it on before you drive, so that's me.
I feel your pain. All right, well, hey, are we fighting one more time, or are we calling out Wilson to go ahead and get your title back?
Well, I hope he can give me the rematch, I don't want to blame on the decision, the last fight, it is what it is. But at least for the fans, I think it was a great fight, and I bet everybody wants to see the fight again.
Well, we do have a tournament April 14th. Because of your high-level striking, we know you're a good level, a very high-level black belt in jiu-jitsu. Is this something maybe we might see you enter in on April 14th?
Well, I hope. I'm going to ask for the promotion. I'm going to ask for XFN. So please.
Well, we're getting away from Dale Cook. It looks like you want it, you're in.
I'm in, of course.
Hey.
So you guys are going to see me again, I guess.
Hey, you guys, your winner, Marcio Navajo.
Mixed martial arts, 5 rounds, 3 minutes apiece. You gotta get excited about this one. Let's meet our fighters one more time. Fighting on the blue corner, he's fighting out of Muskogee, Oklahoma. He has a record of 8 wins and 9 losses, and he weighed in last night at 156 pounds. This is Marcus Penland. And across the cage, standing in the red corner, he fights out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. He has a record of 4 wins, 1 loss. He weighed in at 155.4 pounds. This is Daryl the Reaper Wilson. Our referee in charge of this battle is Mr. Kevin Nix.
All right, fighters, we're fighting under the new unified MMA rules. I expect you guys to touch gloves, go to your corner, be warriors.
XFN 340 at Paradise Cove, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Are you ready?
Co-main event MMA lightweight super fight between Daryl the Reaper Wilson from Tulsa and Marcus Penland out of Muskogee. And I wanted to ask you, Frank, coming off a big fight like you did against Navarro, Daryl did, and how do you come into this level-headed?
Well, yes. The advantage is he has a new challenge in front of him. That was a kickboxing fight. Now he has to show his abilities as an MMA fighter. And so the tools and requirements, what's necessary, I think keeps him motivated, because it's not like he can get bored of what he's doing. There he's got a guillotine attempt. Now, good exchange. Throw there from Penland. He was trying to dig the underhook coming from Daryl Wilson.
Penland showing his strength.
See, there's the slickness of Wilson here. He's fighting the lead hand there. They had a little bit of a hand battle. As soon as he saw the opening on Penland, he fired a straight, razor-sharp right hand right down the middle. And now he's changing levels with it. I think Penland's trying to establish what his game plan is going to be. He had a nice little lateral drop throw against the cage, but wasn't able to establish body control because he didn't have the underhook when he did so.
Daryl Wilson is a tall, got long legs, can keep that distance and keep Marcus away with those kicks. Still trying to feel each other out.
Well, Wilson, because he has such a great right hand, right roundhouse to the body, he's trying to just pick the distance perfectly so that he's at the farthest way that he can be to land that shot. So that way, as the taller, longer fighter, it'll give less distance from Penland to be able to recounter back.
Daryl the Reaper Wilson out of Tulsa, fan favorite, crowd went crazy for him when he came out. He's in the black trunks. Marcus Penland.
And you know, the other thing I like about Wilson is not only is a very strategic, slick, young fighter, but he fought a war with Navarro, the veteran fighter that's older. He's shown that he can be under attrition. There was times in that fight Navarro was able to fight back and grind him out, and Wilson was able to
it looked like it almost hit him, but I think he missed.
It could have, but those punches could be very deceptive to a judge. Depends on where the 3 judges are. They saw Penland's hand go up towards the face, and they just see Wilson fall down. It could be scored in their minds as a knockdown as far as how they're judging the effective striking. Oh, he did eat a right hand there, though.
Penland clearly not intimidated at all by the height difference between the two, and reaches for those punches and gets a couple good knocks in there.
Yeah, it wasn't real pretty, but it was aggressive, and it was a lot. And that is where you make up for being the less slick fighter. You can't sit there and make this a sniping battle with Wilson.
That's the end of the first round.
He's going to have to throw punches and bunches, and that way he can overwhelm. And that's where the grimy, dirty dog fight occurs.
Here's the replay And this was that first takedown
Yeah,
from
Penland
Marcus
there, you
Penland.
see, that is kind of a lateral drop, a little bit, kind of a version of it. But because he didn't lock the overhook on the right side, it was Wilson was able to easily reverse and come out. And there you see that the punch did not land. He slipped back and just lost it. And Penland, that's what he wants to do to win this fight. He's going to have to be more consistent with it. That's a dog fight. Throwing punches, coming forward, and being aggressive.
When I was talking with Marcus Penland yesterday at the weigh-ins, he was talking about his day job is he builds bridges, and he's used to being in uncomfortable situations and hot weather and you know, used to be a roughneck out in the oil field. So this is a guy that clearly is tough, clearly is durable, and is going to be able to take a lot of what Darrell Wilson is going to throw.
And that's half the battle. He works an uncomfortable job. He does things that are, that's not his choice though. When the environment and the world gets rough, can he force his opponent to be in that kind of world? And that's what he needs to do tonight. He needs to put a dogfight in. He can't expect that the fight itself is going to be rough for Wilson. He needs to make it tough for him. Draw him both into deep water so that way the adversity affects both of them. Push forward till his lungs are burning, till his legs want to give out, but draw his opponent into the same kind of battle.
We're in the second round. MMA lightweight super fight, our co-main event. This is the MMA main event between Darrell the Reaper Wilson and Marcus Penland. That was a check punch there.
And right before that, he was able to land again. Wilson has a razor-sharp right hand. He's very effective of just slipping right between the guard of Penland. There it is again. Problem is that he's just not throwing as many as Penland. So this might get into a thing where Penland's throwing a lesser percentage, but he's still landing more because he's throwing a lot more shots.
They're both doing their jobs in regards to level changes to try and throw the other off. Little tag there from Penland.
Well, Penland is very much in this fight.
Wobbled him with the head kick.
As I said it, he didn't. Wilson landed a great kick to the roundhouse. Penland looked like he might have extended his left hand and caught it. He's doing a good job of covering up right now. And interesting to see the kickboxing champion just shot a double, and he has a great takedown against the cage.
And he's got, that's not a full mount because he's got one leg still
He's
locked.
in half guard right now on top. And right now you see that Penland is trying to put a shin across. It's kind of a China wall to make a frame there, and you can push off. But with the cage right behind him, he's not creating room.
Elbows.
He needs to either abandon that, just go to all his hands and knees and try to walk up the cage, or get his left arm underneath the right arm of Wilson to start attacking some kind of half guard get up that he can sweep, maybe even just fight on the leg. Right now, Wilson's doing everything perfect. Sit there, drive forward. He can't get swept going the other way because this isn't open mat jiu-jitsu right now. This is cage fighting. And he's doing a great job, Wilson, is just raining down and wasting the energy of Penland.
Penland doesn't have very many tools here, right? He's got to just try to create that space.
He does. He needs to go ahead and bend out. Right now, Wilson's ratcheting down a Darce choke. Oh, he's going in it. And Penland is kind of not really identifying it right now. Oh, he's in it deep now.
Now he's got it, yes.
You see the hand there? If Wilson gets knocked down to his hips, he's in trouble right now.
Oh, there's a gnarly knee to the ribs.
That was very good exchange. Hey, Wilson impressed me. You've seen jiu-jitsu, wrestling first for the great double leg takedown. Then we've seen his grounded pound from the half guard on top. We've seen him attempt a Darce choke with the ratchet, pulling down the arms, and then at the end he let him up and started beating him down with the knees again. There's the kick, slipped right over. Hit him with the foot, it's the only thing that kind of saved Penland from being knocked out cold. And Wilson was able to lock up a body lock, changed this fight right back into a grappling match and taking him down with a beautiful double, and didn't end up in the full guard. You see how he was able to drive the shin across, ended up in half guard, and here Penland was trying to work his way up, getting knees for all his effort, and was very close to getting the Darce choke. But to be honest with you, where Wilson had the Darce choke locked up, not the easiest way, because once you do, you have to move your opponent to his rib cage. Choking him out when he's on his hands and knees is very difficult. So with the cage being there, it was probably a very intelligent move to abandon it and work to a different position.
This is a super fight in the lightweight division, MMA, so we're going 5 rounds. This is the start of round number 3. Immediately jumping. I don't know if he was going for a flying knee or what there. But Penland is aggressive.
Oh, yes he is. You see if he can do it, Uchimata. You see how he has it? He was trying to turn over. If Penland could have kicked his leg between the legs of Wilson, maybe through him, to throw him with an inside reap. Uchimata in judo, as they call it, donkey kick in wrestling. Oh no, he's going for an arm. Wilson looked like he was going to do an arm throw. Switch back off for a double. That was good. See how he didn't go flat to his back? When you're against the cage, if you can keep your back against the cage, you can try to work your way back up to your feet. But if Wilson now pulls his feet out and gets Penland to go back to his back on the ground, well, you can just see the drastic differences between round 1 when he went against the cage and round 2. When he sat to his butt, he was able to get back up.
The gas tank of Daryl Wilson is something we were impressed with last fight, and we're seeing it again. The kid has good cardio.
He does, and Penland right now knows he needs to make this fight, again, a grimy war, and he's doing it. You see he's turning it around. Nice head inside single to a dump, and now he's in cross-side. Oh, he's attacking that guillotine, and now he's going for a Darce for himself. Wilson's able to build a base up against. That's something you have to do that's a little different than most jiu-jitsu matches. When you're against a cage, you got to almost give your back up. Oh, he has a rear naked choke from the top. That's
those are dangerous.
A power guillotine. No, he's in it. That if Wilson, oh, he let it go. If he just squeezes right now,
he's trying to crank it a little bit, isn't he?
Yeah, he can
there
pull
he is.
guard now.
He's getting ready to
he
tap.
He just needs to pull guard. If he pulls guard with this choke,
there it is. There it is. Daryl the Reaper Wilson, again showing us he cannot be counted out when it comes to these fights, and he gets the victory tonight in this MMA lightweight super fight. The local boy, the fan favorite, doesn't disappoint. I wasn't sure we were going to see, but he definitely showed some of his ground game, and it was effective tonight. Let's go to the replay.
We know what kind of kickboxer he is, and here he's locking up the guillotine. But see how I call it a power guillotine. It's basically a rear naked choke. You cinch it up and make it super tight by locking up your hands just like you would a RNC or the Latimion from the back, and he was able to tilt him. See how there, he wasn't just trying to choke him out there. By driving him to his ribs, he was able to now use his weight to also drive down on the choke.
It was an impressive fight from both fighters, and it ended up with Daryl the Reaper Wilson getting the win via submission. We continue to see how good the game is from him, and let's go ahead and get the official call from Casey Liu.
Once again, make some noise for these fighters in that incredible battle here. This bout ends 1 minute 52 seconds into the 3rd round, and your winner by tap out of the red corner, Daryl the Reaper Wilson.
Hey, congratulations, good man. I'm here with your winner, Daryl the Reaper Wilson. We know what kind of striker you are. We've seen your last match hand a very tough Navarro, his first loss of his career in kickboxing. But not only that, now you come out here and you show us your diverse abilities as a submission artist on top of that.
Yeah, my last 2 MMA fights I won by submission, so I'm glad to be able to come in here and show diversity, you know?
The choke at the end, I call it kind of a power guillotine. Did you know you had it and you started sinking it in?
At first, I didn't feel like I had it. I kind of was holding it for position, trying to get to a better position, but, you know, we're pretty slippery, you know, with all the sweat, so it slid right in, and I decided to go for it.
All right, hey, April 14th, lightweight tournament. Are we going to count you as one of the contestants, one of the combatants that night?
I am the champion at 155, so you can expect me to be there, and you can expect me to win that tournament.
That's huge for a champion. Guys, for a champion to put his belt on the line and enter a tournament like that speaks just leaps and bounds of your abilities. Hey, you're a winner, Daryl Wilson.
Hey, I'd like to thank everybody out there for coming. Us fighters, we push ourselves a lot. We go through a lot, we sacrifice a lot to do this for you guys, so it means a lot to be able to come out here and do this for you guys. We're all gonna be at the after party, so everyone come out and hang out with us.
Here we are at the main event of the evening. Once again, are you ready? Here we go. Kickboxing, super heavyweights, 5 rounds, 3 minutes apiece. Let's meet our fighters one more time. Fighting out of the blue corner, out of Eugene, Oregon. He weighed in last night at 266 pounds. He has a record of 8 wins and 1 loss. This is Anthony, the Joker McDonald. And across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, fighting out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, weighing in at 246 pounds with a record of 20 wins and 2 losses. This is Hayes, the Hooligan Wilson. And our referee in charge of this main event, one and only Mr. Kevin Nix.
All right, guys, we already went over the rules. I expect a good, clean fight. Touch gloves, go to corners, be warriors.
One more time, Tulsa, are you ready?
Kickboxing super heavyweight championship fight here between Hayes Hooligan Wilson and Anthony the Joker McDonald. And this is going to be a good fight. I'm looking for your insight here on how a guy who isn't as tall as McDonald and what he has to do to overcome somebody with so much height.
Well, he's going to have to work behind the jab, throwing something in front and then work his way in. But he can't come in a straight line. He can't just walk in and just, and that's actually very, not what I expected from McDonald.
We just saw a giant man just leap into the air with a flying knee.
We just saw it again. You're not hallucinating. That takes a lot of energy for him to do that. But going back to your question, he's going to have to work behind the jab and move his head side to side as he moves in. Oh, and he just caught a straight right hand.
And the aggressiveness from McDonald is kind of caught us off guard a little bit. And now we see McDonald kind of getting a little comfortable in there.
Well, you know, the inside kick for an orthodox fighter on a southpaw, it's open for both guys. Now the power leg is going to be an inside leg kick compared to if they were both standing in a closed fighting stance, both right-handed, both left-handed, then that power roundhouse goes to the outside of the lead leg, more the sciatic nerve.
Anthony Joker McDonald has a lot of experience. He's been traveling around. He's done all types of fighting. So he's done MMA and he's done kickboxing. So he's got a lot of experience, very comfortable in there. And looks like he's got no pressure right now.
He was using the inside leg kick for his. You see he changed levels with it. He went low and then he came back up high.
There goes the hooligan trying to go after him. And McDonald not phased at all.
No, and Hayes needs to go ahead and worry a little bit about his defense at the end. He has a good job of keeping his hands up here, but a couple times in the exchanges, his hands went right down to chest level, and with such a tall opponent, with the reach that he has, that's a dangerous gamble that he's taking.
Got a little stoppage there because the ref thought it hit him in the groin area, and Hayes says it's fine.
McDonald has a very nice, efficient jab. He's firing it and using it. And again, that's what he needs to do. Use his jab. He needs to be careful about the lead leg. He needs to throw fakes, pump it, but keeping that jab full going and in Hayes' face is going to be a key to victory.
He's got a nice combination, McDonald, there with the kick to the body and then right with a jab to the face.
He did. And it's not the most powerful shot, because your leg, typically when you throw that roundhouse, and what he's doing, he's firing off the right hand or left hand before his foot touches the ground. It's a hard hits, but it's not devastating. But it scores.
There goes Hooligan, just doing what he does, just getting in there, smothering him.
He needs to, that's where he's gonna need to keep this fight and not get too close. That's the issue with being the fighter that wants to close distance. Here let's see what's going on in this replay. There's the flying knee. Nice punch coming down with combination. The knee really was more of a setup to land that three-piece.
There's some more work there by McDonald.
Both guys kind of pull a little bit, keeping their heads down. McDonald's also open up for any of those overhand right shots he needs to watch out for.
And presenting the belt tonight for this bout.
And this
bout
is
is
when
brought
you
to you
see
by Regal
Hayes coming
Cars.
forward, moving his head left and right, clinching. And what I was about to say, that's the issue. You have to close distance as the shorter fighter and be in there, but you can't jam yourself completely. You can't smother your punches. So he really has to play that distance to where close enough that he can get his work done and jam his taller opponent, but not so close that he can't fire off a hard shot.
And when we see Hooligan moving in like that, that is an actual tactic. That's not him just panicking.
No.
He's got a plan.
No, reminiscent of watching Mike Tyson back in the late 80s, that shake and bake, moving forward left and right so you're offline from any straight punches coming from your opponent, and then making sure that you make it painful and devastating for them once you do land.
Second round, Hayes Hooligan Wilson in this main event kickboxing super heavyweight. Hayes Hooligan Wilson in the black and gold shorts, and then Anthony the Joker McDonald in the white and blue shorts. They kicked that completely missed.
Went over the top and he threw a knee and was able to block the plunge, the knees Hayes was with his forearms. And there you see he's trying to jab and move to the outside leg of McDonald, but the problem is as a southpaw versus an orthodox, when you try to just fade to the outside, you're not coming in a straight line. It doesn't take much for your opponent to just move off to his backside. You can see it right there. McDonald, as Wilson tries to cut his leg off, McDonald now just moves in a circle in the other way, so they typically just keep circling each other. So Hayes needs to figure out a way to get to the outside leg, but also then move forward in a straight line once he has the angle.
That was a punch that definitely stunned him. And there goes the Hooligan. There he goes. He's barraging him with some punches, some body shots, delivering, and he's just covering up. That's all we see McDonald doing, trying to weather the storm. And there goes Hooligan. He doesn't stop. There's some knees punishing him, and he's down. He's out. Hayes Hooligan Wilson.
He's getting the count. I don't see McDonald making any attempt to get back up to his feet. I don't see him beating this count.
That is it. Hayes Hooligan Wilson with the victory, knocking him out. That was impressive. Well done. The whole fight we see him, and it looks like he isn't getting anything done, and then boom in the second
what
round.
A vicious onslaught of knees in that one, especially with your butt up against the cage. That knee coming in like that, your body has nowhere to go. You're taking a shot, and all that kinetic energy just jams you. He's lucky he didn't end up with a spinal injury. That was a very dangerous spot for Wilson to be in, or excuse me, for McDonald. Probably would have been better if he had just taken a knee. You see fighters in striking arts, when they get stunned really hard, instead of trying to stay there covering up when they get finished by their fighter, they go ahead and just take a knee. I'm going to accept that it's a knockdown, take my standing 8 count, recover, but sitting there hunched over, he was able to try to avoid some of the punches, but once Hayes decided to fire off those knees, there's no coming back from that.
And those knees were all about teeing off, right, Frank? There was no effort being put into protecting himself or anything. He was all about delivering damage with those knees onto Anthony the Joker McDonald. And standing at 6'7" and 266 pounds, we saw the Hooligan not get bothered at all, and he handled that without a problem at all. It was an impressive victory for Hayes Hooligan Wilson. He continues to just amaze people with his ability to take on guys that are bigger and taller. Let's go to Casey Loop with the official call.
Ladies and gentlemen, the main event ends 1 minute, 42 seconds into the second round. Your winner by knockout, out of the red corner, Hayes Hooligan Wilson. And the belt being presented by Regal Car Sales and Credit. And buckled by somebody that knows how to buckle belts, Mr. Frank Mir.
And still champion. Nope, on my left. I was told to keep it there. I don't know if I have a good side. Fight. We're both gonna get beat up. Hey, seemed like at the beginning of the first round, obviously your opponent, McDonald, 6'7". The reach we knew was gonna be a factor. What was the plan to get past that?
Well, he's southpaw, so circle to the left. I mean, he's a strong guy, but he's a big guy, so I knew I had better cardio than him. Just kind of see how he was going to fight the first round and come out the second round and capitalize on the little mistakes he was making.
Now, you landed a few shots in the first round, and you seemed to easily shrug them off. Was that a poker face, or was there power there, and how did that affect the second round?
The world will never know if that was a poker face. And in the second round, you know, I had to respect his power. Like you said, he's a big guy, and I mean, I was going to let him land as few as possible, so.
All right, you know, with Dale Cook keeps putting challenge in front of you. The next challenge, this one, a lot of people said this is going to be a huge test for you. You come out here with a knockout. What's next for the Hooligan?
Whatever Mr. Cook says, I mean, he points him out, I knock him out. Real quick, I'd like to thank the city of Tulsa, all my family and friends for coming out. Right, I'd like to thank my coaches, best coaches in the world, my manager, best manager in the world. It's the place to be. And what a venue, guys, huh? What a show we put on.
Hey, your winner, Hayes the Hooligan Wilson.
Hayes the Hooligan Wilson, finishing this night here at Paradise
And Frank
Cove
Mir,
Theater
you'll be available
with
at
an
scoreboards,
amazing
right, for some
fight
pictures?
that ends with a great knockout.
Once again, I'm KC Luke.
And when you got a great lineup of fights like this, you know it's worth it. And we're going to recap all the fights that happened tonight, and you're going to see some great things that happened. This was, of course, the Michael Billup fight with the submission. Once he got him flat, it was over, and just never looked like he sweated anything during that fight. Was totally comfortable. And then we had another great fight happen with, I believe it was Daniel Carey. And, oh, I'm sorry, this is the DJ Arrington fight as he handled DeMario Cade. And again, just so many good fights. And there was that knockout, walk-off knockout by Daniel Carey. And then the Freight Train, not disappointing, and just delivering a barrage of punches. And Jimmy Flick just doing this amazing thing again for the third time with a finish that is just does not happen. And Marcio Navarro proving why he is the legend and has only had one loss and bounces back from that one loss.
It was an excellent fight. You've seen Warren was actually a very game opponent. I'm glad that he took a very tough challenge off of that loss that he had, and again, just came out and showed that why he has such a great record, only the one defeat from who we've seen was a very game, or you know, the champion's an excellent fighter in Darryl Wilson. Here, Darryl Wilson showing just how well-rounded he is, right? How impressed are you?
Very
You've seen him out there with Navarro as a kickboxer. What did he do now with his submissions?
Yeah, he made it look easy. And then what are we going to say about the Hooligan that can't?
Hey, you know
he
what?
speaks for himself.
You put him up, they knock him down. You know, Wilson, you know, you really can't say nothing about him. Every challenge he's taken advantage of, and he's came out and with knockout impressive fashion.
As a guy who sees these bigger guys in heavyweight, you got to cheer for somebody like Hayes. I know
yes,
you do.
Well, you know, and you know, I try to be, you know, obviously I'm for both fighters. McDonald, you know, Wilson, I don't ever want to seem that I'm completely biased.
Right.
You know, we got to call the fights, and I call it as I see it. But Wilson, not only his conduct in the cage, his composure, but I just like his story outside the cage. I mean, he's out before the fight. I see him there with his mother. I see what he does for the people. I judge a guy also not only how you act, but I see how people treat you and how they think of you. And I see that the support that he has as fans, they think very highly of him because of the kind of person he is.
Right.
So he's a true champion.
Frank, we had a great night of fights here. What a debut at the Paradise Cove Theater.
What a beautiful, I can't
wait
for the
facility.
Next one.
April 14th.
Yes.
This is going to be an amazing tournament. Be looking for those tickets at riverspirittulsa.com. You're not going to want to miss, especially if we have Darryl Wilson in there and we got Hayes Hooligan. Oh, it's going to be ridiculous.
Talking about already a storyline. Those guys maybe meet up in the finals.
Right.
All kinds of stuff going on.
From River Spirit Casino in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the beautiful Paradise Cove Theater. On behalf of Frank Mir, Paulo Cook, I'm Corbin Pierce saying have a great night. Thanks for joining us.